A very warm evening to all of you who've tuned in today for possibly the most exciting race of the calendar. We are into round 7 and we are at Monte Carlo to go around Monaco in today's Tier 1 race. Today, we also have Gryphus joining us. We have Gryphus, we have Third World Prophet, and we have a pro streamer Ninja Zero. But before we get into further details, let's quickly take a hot lap around Monaco.
In the crown of the Formula One calendar or the venue of the Monaco Grand Prix as we take you on a hot lap, entering Saint-Avold, 4th gear, narrowly missing the wall on the left, Maranello, going through Beurrevage, flat out, 7th gear already. As we enter Massenet and then try to get that exit out of Casino, it's important that you maintain a steady gear so that you don't overshoot and get a good speed through this section before you have to brake at Mirabeau, Maranello locking up really hard on the front right rather. Now this is the Grand Hotel hairpin or the slowest hairpin in the F1 calendar. It's so treacherously slow sometimes. As you exit through Portier and get your car into the tunnel section, flicking up the gears, important that you maintain as straight a line through this section as you can to get that max speed before you have to brake at the Nouvelle chicane. This is a very important overtaking zone for the fast cars as you exit out of the Nouvelle chicane and then get on to Tabac, turn 12. Now from this section till the swimming pool piscine, it's almost flat out. You've got to be really careful with the gears, taking maximum corner speed, Maranello, kissing the wall on the right there, locking up hard through Rascasse as you exit out into the start-finish straight. And Maranello shows us exactly how you do this treacherous hot lap across the Monaco Grand Prix circuit.
Boy, oh boy, that was literally driving on the edge, and over there we had Third World taking you around while Mara was driving. So, Third World, your favorite track I hear?
Absolutely, Rusty. I mean, Monaco for me is the jewel in the crown of the F1 calendar. So,
been around for just as long. I think this is it's been on for 90 years, and that's incredible.
Indeed, and I think we have Gryphus with us in the commentary box today to celebrate this Monaco special simply because it is such a special race. Gryphus, what are your thoughts?
Yep, definitely. This is one of the races I was looking forward to for Tier 1, especially because I mean you know how endearing it will be for all the drivers and whoever has participated, and I mean we'll be looking forward to all the crashes and overtakes. I mean that's a huge deal, and qualifying is more important than the race. We have to remember that. So do check it out, guys. I mean qualifying is more important in Monaco, compared to any other track on the calendar.
Absolutely, and I think just an update for all our fans who've joined us today. It's awesome. We are already in round 7. I think you could say we are 1/4 done already. And just to keep you updated with today's race, we have turned down the damage. We want at least a good 15 plus cars to finish the race. We don't want yes, of course, the drivers need to be cautious, but we also don't want to take away the fun of racing. We don't want it to become too much of a real experience. So we have turned down the damage today so that the drivers can go all out and have a fun time on track. Rusty, Gryphus, what are your thoughts? What are your predictions? I mean, let's not get into predictions. What are your thoughts for today's race? What do you think are going to be the key factors as a driver and as a constructor in today's race?
As a driver, qualify as far ahead as you can and keep your nose clean. I think that's about it.
Yeah, Rusty is correct there. I mean, you just have to do that. You just have one job. Although that one job is too difficult, especially on this track. But if you can keep your head down, just calm yourself, not rush for any points. Don't rush for your place. You can just calm down in the race and hope for. I mean, there will be incidents, and you have to keep an eye because the safety car is on. Damage is reduced, but the safety car is on, so that might play into the strategy. Either way, I think we should be seeing the drivers to ready up anytime now. So Ninja, I would request you to head over to the game screen.
Yep, and at the same time, how Gryphus very rightly mentioned, it is a race of attrition. And I love using that word for some reason. But the reason is that even if you are someone who may be in the back, just because someone ahead of you has a few muck-ups in the race, you could gain significant position. So I still remember in the season 2 race of IRC, which was I think a year back almost, I started 15th, but just in lap 2, I was already 7th just because of the number of crashes that had happened. And I was very bad at this track at that point of time. So for drivers like who might be like Tanish, who's struggling to keep up points and struggling to be in the top 10 right now, this might be a significant race in his season in this season.
Absolutely, and last weekend itself, we saw during the post-race presentation when we were talking to the drivers, we could see how tired they were. But imagine over here, you've got to keep your mind dialed in because there is absolutely no straight where you can like relax your fingers. You've got to constantly go up and down the gears, and this is going to be very taxing mentally and physically as well.
Totally agreed with you. Gryphus, what are your thoughts? I mean, you were a tier 1 driver this season. So what are your thoughts? And just before that, before we go on to Gryphus, the weather looks like quali is going to be mildly sunny and we're going to have the race full cloudy. That means it's not going to be that harsh on the tires, but also some drivers really might struggle to get their tires heated up. So it could play both ways. And if you see the standings, Maranello's got almost a 42 points lead on second place General Pepe. That really shows the dominance he's having this season. And then we have Nomo Pro player, Yashish, Not So Masoom and Oxygen lining up the top 10. Anyways, going over to Gryphus, like I said, Gryphus, you were a tier 1 driver. What would you be doing today? What would your strategy be? What if you were in the cockpit?
I mean, as I said before, right, the only strategy you have is to just keep your nose clean. The least pit stops you do, because it's kind of, I mean, even the walls on this track in the game are kind of dicey. So as long as you take the minimum pit stops possible, you're pretty much good. I mean, because people end up taking 2 or 3 pit stops here, because it's very easy to lose your wing. As I say that Prakhar comes out, I think Prakhar has come out of the pits. I think I can see a couple of cars. Some are coming out on medium tires. We have Streeter coming out of mediums, Tanish and SD, as well as Nova Pro players. So both the McLarens coming out on medium tires. We'll have to see, check that out, like what strategy they're planning towards.
Yep, Ninja, if you could just turn on the speed and gear telemetry as well. Thank you. What makes this track so significant for drivers, non-drivers, and spectators, I think, is the uniqueness of this track. Like Rusty mentioned, 90 years it's been around for. Is it 90 or 70, Rusty? I just wanted to get a little clarification.
I think I'm not sure now that you asked me.
Anyways, I think we can. Yeah, you can check it out. Anyways, I think the significance of this track, like how Rusty very rightly mentioned, is how long it's been on the calendar, and it's partly remained unchanged in a lot of places. Already having a yellow flag, but there just might be a driver slowing down to give way.
And I know we had our 70th anniversary race this year, but this track has held a race for the past 19 years. The first race was held in 1929, and It was won by a Bugatti.
Whoa!
It's been around for a long time.
Yep. Prakhar is the first of the cars to start a hot lap. After that, following by him, I think is Tanish and then one of the Red Bulls. So this is the order in which they are setting the initial qualifying times. It will soon get very rusty. I mean, some of the people have not come out, some of the drivers have not come out of the pits, and they might come out while others are on hot laps. So it's very, very difficult to, work that out, right? To let faster drivers by. There are very limited places on this track where you can do that.
Yes, indeed. Rusty, what are your thoughts? I mean, going, as you can see, the driver just exiting the tunnel.
I think right now what the drivers probably are thinking is, do you think those on mediums are just out there to get a feel of the track, or do you think they're actually out there to try and put a time out on mediums?
Good question. I think Gryphus can add a lot of insight to that.
Sorry, I did not follow.
So do you think lads on the mediums are just there to get a feeler, try to tune themselves in, or do you think they're actually trying? But over there we have our fastest lap in Tucker with a very impressive 109. That's pretty quick around here.
Yep. Couple goes 111.8 and Tanish goes 112. We are having some fast times coming in, but as you said, Rusty, yeah, definitely the drivers on medium are just there to get a feel, just to save an extra set of soft tires, maybe. because you want to preserve your tires, and the medium is one of those tires which they might not use today. It might be soft to mediums, but it's I'm not sure about the strategy what they have planned towards. But as I've said earlier, right, qualifying is so important on this track that you have to qualify on soft tires, otherwise you'll just lag behind and not start where you could have on softer compounds. So it's always better to qualify on the softer tires. And yeah, and just get the track position. It's very difficult to overtake again, as I said. Yep. So that's about it.
That's a good insight. Mara does a 109.2. That was a good lap. And just asking Gryphus again, a follow-up question to what you just said, Gryphus. If you knew you were struggling with pace, say you were not as experienced on this track, any driver, would you at any point of time decide maybe I want to start with mediums?
No matter how inexperienced you are at this track, that doesn't have to do anything with the tires you're on, because at the end of the day, it's all about track position. Even if you're inexperienced, you want the track position regardless, right? And qualifying on mediums is it's not a good decision to take unless you're very much confident that you will make moves and you will catch up, because the drivers behind you will be very aggressive if you're on medium tires, and it might not play in your hands. Although you can already see most of the drivers are on softs because they know how important track position is. So I don't think it has to do anything with the the experience you have as a driver, or you're confident on this circuit or not. It just comes down to your skill and your strategy.
That's a great point, actually. Going on board with the Red Bull, I think Casey's not had a very shouldn't be not commenting on the skill of the driver, but I don't think he's had a very dominating season so far, considering his dominance in the previous, season 2, season 3 as well. What do you guys think?
Yep, he was this winner season 4. He won in season 4. What was that? Japan, after the penalty to SD. He was a very clear-cut winner there. But he's kind of struggling on this game, having not scored any points. We are into round 6 now. Round 7 now. So he has not scored any points here. He has not scored any points in the first 6 rounds. Kind of off. He's the only driver on the tier 1 grid not having scored any points, and Red Bull are lagging behind as a constructor, because I think Kapil also has around 6 points. So they really have to pick up the game. Yep, they have to pick up the game in Monaco. Monaco is one of the tracks where you can score points if you just keep it clean, right?
Absolutely. Even as you brought up Kapil's season, he's also not had a very the season's not been on his side so far. But as you very rightly said, Monaco, she's like a mistress of the F1 calendar. She can turn her favors anytime to any driver, depending on how much they understand her at that given point of time. Not her, just the track. That's just a figure of speech. But
that is quite the analogy.
Yeah, it's just a figure of apologies, just a figure of speech. Now, as we're going on board with RB Ferralo, another tier 2 driver last season who has jumped on with the tier 1 gladiators this season. Not as good as we expected, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think compared to the other tier 2 turn tier 1 drivers, he is struggling a fair bit. I think he's showing pace, but I think it's been in patches, and he just needs to string together a good race, because he's shown that he has the pace, but he's just been a little tad bit inconsistent, and that reflects, because so far he's only picked up 2 points, and that's costing Mercedes quite a bit.
I think he's definitely coming up to pace, because the last race, in Zandvoort, he scored his first points, and that was a long due, because he was looking forward to score some points, but every race he was having some issues. Someone collided with him or something. But previous race, he did manage to score points. That got kind of under the shade, because his teammate in the same Mercedes, a very new Moto or Hand of Todd, as we say, actually
dominating.
Yep, actually dominated as soon as he jumped onto that seat. So today we don't have him.
And it was your seat, wasn't it, Gryphus?
Yep, he was my replacement. I had to leave the seat due to time constraints. But regardless, Hand of Todd is not joining us today. So RB should look to give some boost to Mercedes in the constructors. They know that.
So we have only one rep today. Oh yeah.
Yep.
That is going to be, I think, an endearing. I'm not sure how good this race might be for Mercedes, but again, don't want to jinx any driver. And yeah, adding to the conversation about the Tier 2 jump Tier 1 drivers, not so Masoom has had a dominating season, right? I mean, his battles have been aggressive. Where was that? I mean, he was going toe to toe with almost every driver. I think it was 2 races ago, 2 or 3 races ago. Zandvoort, exactly. Bingo, you got that spot on. Zandvoort, that was a dominating. I mean, yeah, I remember he crashed out, but it was a really, really fair play fight as the Racing Point completely chucks himself over that curb. I don't know how. He might have definitely lost his lap time, right? Yeah, I see the track had turned red, so he's definitely lost his track time there. Ninja, what are your thoughts on everything that's been happening so far? I mean, you are one of the strongest drivers in the Challenger series, if I'm not wrong.
And Mara breaks into the 108s. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's alright.
Ninja is very much a tier 1 driver. He is just in challengers for I don't know what reason.
Personal problem.
That's alright.
Otherwise, I don't mind.
What are your thoughts?
So far the qualifying has been pretty much alright. Like no incidents have been going on, and I think no. For a second, I saw yellow flags. I'm like, oh, I jinxed it again.
Yeah.
but
so
we do have yellows.
The Haas
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a wing damage. If you could just jump back to the Haas, I see the Haas had a front
That
left
was
damage.
one of the yellow flags was because Maranello baby just parked on the on the space outside because he wanted to give way. Like 3 or 4 cars were on hot lap, and as I said, right, like it's very difficult to give way here. So it's better just to just go into the pull aside in the parking space, let 3 or 4 cars go on the hot lap, and then continue with your slow out lap or in lap.
Yep. Did we catch how he got that wing damage?
I think it
I
was
did not
definitely around the first sector, between the first and the second sector. There definitely the yellow flags was going on, so I guess there he might have picked up that.
Ooh, that Red Bull. Oof, I think that Red Bull might have lost that Raskas entry because of Prakhar there. Yeah, Ninja, we interrupted you there. Apologies for that. So what are your thoughts? I mean, what are your insights going into this race today?
Like, to be honest, this track needs like so much practice that 1 week we had. I don't think that's also enough. Like from the previous, if you have ever played in the previous games, so like that experience also kind of brings up over in this one, because it's all about keeping away from the wall. Like no matter how skilled you have, you can end up in the wall at some point of the race. So it's all about that practice.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also need to be as close to the walls as possible to put in a time like worthy,
Yes,
right?
I mean
I think that,
like every driver would wish that, but every driver is not Ayrton Senna at the same time. And the matter of fact, Ayrton Senna also crashed once in his life.
absolutely at 40 and at 88, they were with the race lead. But yeah, something funny, like the other day I stumbled upon something, but back in the day, the mechanics used to judge how far the drivers are pushing based upon how many marks the tires had on the sides. So unless the driver had the wall marks at the sides of his tires, the mechanics and the team principal wouldn't be satisfied with his effort.
I mean, in the previous generation with that stick shift and all the crazy amounts of push they did with that shifters, it was something insane. Like one-handed turns in the places where you would never imagine.
Going into
It clips
that
the
was
wall on
a
his side.
scary shunt. Did he break anything? Yeah, just his front wing.
Yeah,
Prophet, coming back to the point which you asked earlier, right, about the tires, you can see everyone is on softs right now.
Everyone is on socks,
Yep.
I think.
So I did mention that it will be. I mean, you won't see drivers pulling in qualifying at least going on the harder tires. I mean, during the race, drivers who start outside top 10, they might start on harder compound of tires, but in qualifying, no, never. I don't think anyone would risk that thing, right, to qualify outside top 10.
Yep, you're absolutely correct. I mean, even if you do that daredevil kind of a move, you've probably got to be like how Ninja mentioned in Ayrton Senna in the game at least. And where are we right now? 4 minutes into 4 minutes left for quali. 3:59.
And so far we got Mara and Prakhar, who've been super consistent. I think like Prakhar and Mara probably have the most podium appearances, and I think that just shows as to how consistent they have been. But while we talk about that, SD just set the fastest sector 1, and let's try and stick on board with SD this lap.
Yeah, I'm following Prakhar because Prakhar is right behind him on another hot lap. So you follow SD and I'll follow Prakhar at the same time. Let's see who goes fastest.
Absolutely. As you come out of the tunnel, you have a change in lighting, but just past the 90-meter board, I think that's where the brake marker is, based upon how you set your car up. And this area is so quick, and you have absolutely no room for error around the swimming pool complex over there. You have got a car park to give way. And Raskas, where Schumacher famously disqualified himself in a pole 6, I think. But so both his purple sector 1 was stolen away from him, but as he comes across the line, he improves on his lap time, but he's still almost a second behind Mara. 8/10.
Mara has dominated
So
today.
Prakhar also invalidated his own lap. He was going 3 tenths faster on the previous one, but I think he's starting another hot lap on the same tires, which is weird.
He shouldn't be
because
doing. Might pull out in the last corner.
Tire live.
Might be doing a hot lap so that he can get into the pits, get the tires changed, and do another
I don't
hot
think
lap.
he's got time to do another hot lap down here. Yeah, so
I think he
Mara
would have, if he really wanted to. Yeah, guys, if he really wanted to change his tires, he would have jumped into the pits right then because he invalidated like before Raskas, so he had the chance to
Okay.
go into the pits. Yeah.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Mara misses out on his final sector, purple, and then he lost quite a bit of time into the third sector over there, as we're on board with General Pepe, who probably want to move up. But Bristol is P4 today. He's been up and down. He is a race winner, but we haven't had a lot of appearances from him on the podium. Just the one time when he won the race.
Yeah, I'm wondering why no
RB
more Pro P
Fiorello
is on.
retired. I'm not sure. There's some yellows, but did he retire in pits or outside?
In pits, I think.
I see no more Pro P is on. Has done a quali lap on four lap old mediums.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I just noticed that, but I'm not sure what he's been trying to do. But I think
Right now he's on a hot lap on soft tires.
Alright. Can we just jump on board with no more Pro P?
He's at Tabak going through swimming pool section, turns right, and then switches back to the left, coming into the third sector now. Goes through Raskas, very clean. He has to stick up in the inside on the final corner. Goes very close to the wall. Let's see where he ends up. He improves to P8. That is slower than Rajdeep Paul. Not sure if he's going for another hot lap. I think he's going for another hot lap here.
You think so? He's out of ERS though.
Yes, but ERS is not that helpful on this track. Anyway,
he
regardless.
clips the wall. He clips the wall over
Regardless,
there
he clips the wall.
into the casino. Yeah.
That this track is really scary for that. No, I mean, it's as your tires degrade, your corner approaches have to change significantly, right? I mean,
And
it's
something, yep, and something significant I wanted to really wanted to point out, like in most of the traditional circuits we have, like over there it's mostly like, you know, if you start P11, that is one of the best place to start because you have a choice of fresh tires to take, and you can pick on like P10, P9, P8, P7 guys up front. But on this track, P11 might be the most like the unluckiest place to start at because you're stuck in between. Like people are behind you, you're creating a traffic jam behind you, and ahead of you as well. You can't pass. So P11 is one of the most unfortunate places to start.
And Kapil loses it while trying to get into the tunnel. Thankfully, he did not interrupt any cars behind him. But do we have anyone on a hot lap who's improving their time? I think Rajdeep just started his hot lap.
Steve lost it there.
Sheep is on a hot lap right now. He's in the tunnel section.
What's his time like?
I've just started spectating. Oh no, never mind. He just cut across. Yeah, he just cut across the second, so he's not on hot lap. Streeter is, I think, is on a hot lap. He's in sector 3 at Raskas. Maybe he might get blocked by Kapil. Kapil decide. Oh, okay, he also dives down to the pit. So I'm not really sure. I think apart from Rajdeep Paul, nobody is on a hot lap right now.
Actually,
I
SD
think
is on a
SD
hot lap right now.
no, but he's not better his sector 1. I think he's 2 tenths down, so he'll need a mega sector 2 and 3. As you come into possibly the only overtaking spot around here, we did see Verstappen, I think, try to go get the move done on Lewis, but struggled so much.
Yeah, going into Tabac. I love this part of the track. I mean, Tabac into Piscine into Raskas it is so little about braking there and so little about throttling, and it's so much about taking the momentum of one corner into another corner into another corner. You know what I mean, right? As you go from Piscine, you just downshift, little bit on the gentle tap on the brake, downshift, left into the first chicane. You just have to again downshift, maybe maintain that gear, and then jump from there into Raska. It's fantastic. I love that third sector of the track. It's so beautiful, and it's fun to see Real SD in P3 today. Real SD being really feisty in the cockpit today.
Yeah, and Drizzle's P4, he gets a start. So how important do you guys think the start is? I know we've got the famous Jeff quote saying, no heroics into saying devote, but how would you guys approach, Ninja?
To be honest, you have to keep a slow start. Like, there's a saying that you don't win races in turn 1, so you definitely have to be careful. You have to brake so early in that place, and then also make sure you don't hit someone, and also make sure that someone doesn't hit you from the back. So it's like very complicated over there.
Yeah.
This is one quote by Jeff, which I will definitely agree on. I mean, everything else he says is bullshit, but yeah, this is one thing that I actually follow. No heroics into Santavot, and that is very much correct. I mean, either you take the Mahavir Raghunathan line or whatever, whatever in turn 1.
Lord Raghunathan.
All right, so we have the qualifying, and now Maranello baby clearly dominating. He's 7 tenths faster than the second driver.
You just wanna read out the top 10.
Tucker Watts. Then we have the Real SD, Russell in P4. That was a good performance there. General Pepe in P5, Oxygen P6 in the Haas. So Haas showing good pace here. Rajdeep Paul right behind him in Alpha Tauri. So 2 Alpha Tauris again in top 10. McLaren also 2 McLarens in top 10. So Dipanshu, Nomo Pro player in P8. And we changed the scenes now. I could not follow. Yeah, I couldn't follow.
That's alright.
I was just doing a rundown.
What is the split between P1 and P10? That's very interesting. I want to see that.
I think
But in P9 we have Kapil, so that is very impressive by him, and Black Sheep. So Black Sheep in P10. So
right.
that's a very good, So for Kapil especially, I mean, Kapil must be looking to score points here. Red Bull desperately needs some points. Even Black Sheep hasn't had a very good season.
Black Sheep, yeah. I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah, considering how impressive he's on the controller, that he's not been able to convert that into points till now. But yeah, we'll look forward to that. I mean, it definitely looks like a good race to coming to us now.
This season, this game is very different from the last one, isn't it?
Yep, it's different in a lot of ways.
I think that's why a lot of boys are really struggling on this.
Yep. Right now, I look forward to who's going to start on an alternate strategy, because I'm going to look towards. I mean, we have the top 10, but more interesting will be who's starting on the harder tires. If someone is starting on hards, if someone is starting on mediums, that will be one thing to look out for, because those drivers will block the drivers who will start on softs. So
I think only Evil Dog is starting on the mediums today.
Yeah, Evil Dog, I think he did not go for another qualifying lap there. I'm not sure why. But out of top 10, anyone can start on the harder compound, so that doesn't really matter. Yeah.
But how you rightly said, Gryphus, now that it's only very few people who would choose to go into mediums. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, no, but that's to be in top 10. You want to be on soft so that you can be on the top 10. Okay, so we have the
Ninja, quick, can we just quickly get all the details?
Yep, so we have Babaji starting on mediums, Streeter starting on mediums, Tanish is the only driver starting on hards in P14, RB starting on mediums, Evil Dog also on mediums. So the only drivers starting on soft tires outside top 10 are Casey and Freeman. It's going to be very interesting because Freeman is going to get too much like block because he's going to
Tanish
be
on hards.
faster. Yeah, Freeman will be significantly faster. So the thing what Tanish might be thinking here is that if we get a safety car in the first, couple of laps, then
He can jump in and get the softs.
yeah, but no. He will just stay out, right? Because he's on hard tires. He's in for the long game. Everyone else in top 10 are on used soft tires. So what will happen is the top 10 folks will just jump into the pits and he will be the one coming on top because he won't be pitting in now.
Ah, all right, got it.
Yeah,
So he
if-
basically do the overcut.
So
I mean, you
safety,
can't
safety
really-
car does play a major role, right? Like it could make or break your race.
Yep. So Ninja, I would request you to just follow up with the front end drivers at the start. I will just like spectate someone from the back, so that we have more,
Multiple
insight of what
cameras.
really happened. Yeah, we can have more insight on what really happened
Yeah.
towards the back, especially because because the street is so narrow that even with the broadcast camera, everything might not be visible.
Correct. And I really would like the fans to stay glued to their seats today because you have the veteran stream team, barring Kapil, who's obviously driving today. You have the veteran stream team of IRC today, putting on this spectacle for you with the 20 drivers obviously on track. It's going to be a fun race. It's going to be a fantastic race, and I would be daring enough to say it's going to be a delicious race. Any hope of rain today, boys? What do you think? No,
I
right?
think the forecast said it's gonna stay dry. It's just cloudy but dry. So, unfortunately or fortunately, we do not have rain. I will probably enjoy some Thailand weather.
One thing which I love right now is the street lights are on, which looks lovely and absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah.
It's a very different Monaco from the one that we are very used to on watching on our regular day-to-day, year-to-year F1 races. Anyways, on board, at the front, the cars line up. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5. It's going to be a glitch, so we're going to wait. And it's vroom, 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 and we're off. The Prakar's Haas gets so much wheel spin, it's almost blocking the view in the back. I can see some shards going up in the air. I'm not sure if that's damage. I can see a bunch of cars have jumped up.
Prakhar gets the move done on Lara into the exit of turn 1. That was brilliant. I think he got a brilliant start, even though he got all that wheel spin and General Pepe got a drive-through penalty and also lost a bunch of places.
Yeah, General Pepe got the drive-through penalty for the jump start he did. That was unfortunate from his side, but I think it looks considerably clean. Someone lost his end play. Someone lost his
VSC.
There's a
The Red Bulls
VSC
are
on
fighting. The Red Bulls are fighting under the virtual safety car. What's happening?
There was a lot of punting, I think, heading into the hairpin. So if we could quickly run down to the cars to see if any of them have any damage. But why do we have the
There was
VSC
a
out?
car with a lot of damage right now.
Yeah, I think Evil Dog was pretty far off from the back.
Ooh,
But he's caught up,
Kapil's
yeah.
lost his front left. This is a very caustic race already. I'm not sure if those shards are leaves or if they're particle effects, but there definitely was a lot of damage going into, I think, just exiting out of Casino. Not sure what the problem was.
It has quite a bit of damage. He's got an orange front left. I think that means he's lost his end plates completely, and he has some damage on his front right as well.
Ooh, bunch of cars jumping into the pits.
Yeah.
Yellow cars.
is coming into service drive-through. No, he actually comes in to change his wing, so he will have to come in to take the drive-through as well later on.
Mara gets the position back from Prakhar. Interesting. And he set already a 1.4.
That must have been a brilliant VSC
No, that's not a
restart.
1.4, my bad.
Yeah, but I think Mara got the move done on the restart because you can be really careful with respect to your delta, and if you've got the right delta built up, you can just gun it as soon as the game says VSC coming in.
Biggest losers in the start, I think, today is General Pepe.
General Pepe, yeah, I think hands down as we head into sector 2.
Yeah,
We have another yellow I think that's
There's
a
a
Mercedes
Mercedes.
on 40A. Yeah, on the
RB.
exit of
He's back on track. Must have got some damage. Oh, he's not turned his telemetry on for us, but definitely I'm sure he's got some damage. Can we just go into cinematic mode? That will show us his wing.
That for you. He does. Oh, he does not have the left.
Front left.
Yep, front left. He does not have the front left rear end plate. So end plate. I mean front left end plate. So he might come into the pits now.
Mara
I mean,
114.
but,
Oh.
yeah. But how unfortunate is it? Yeah, he comes. Yeah, the Mercedes comes down into the pits. How unfortunate day it is for the racing points, right? I mean, P15, P17 both stuck into some incidents, and I mean, they really needed some points.
absolutely. I think it's been
Ninja,
the
can we get the
story
tires,
of the
please?
season for Tanish. He started off brilliantly. He was doing great in Australia until he had incidents under safety car, and then he had a broken wing and he lost a bunch of points. And I think even in the last race, he had an incident and he struggled for the rest of the race. So I really hope they can have some lady luck in their favor as
Prakhar jumps the curve, yeah.
quite a bit of that corner. But that corner is so hard to take. You've got to take a lot of that curve, but just enough so that you
Yeah.
don't get the penalty.
You're right, and I think that this section truly shows that that conversation between yourself and Ninja as we started the race about Ninja saying you got to stay away from the walls and you saying you got to hug the walls. That section truly shows the driver's driving style. Man, 112.7 already. I think that was a 114.0 last and a 112.7 now.
Absolutely. And that's just 3 seconds off his quali pace. So that's incredible. With all that
Mara's
fuel
here.
on.
Mara's here. The prancing horse has entered Mara likes to call this. Ooh, the Alpha going so precariously close there. Did he break anything? No, he did. Mara likes to call this track. Oh, now he did.
Oh, brilliant move. I think he will stand wide and open the door for no more Pro P over there.
Is that a tire problem? No, his tires are fine.
He's got a front left wing damage, so I think that's what's costing him all of this.
No, he lost that as he shunted that section, that part of the wall. So I think he might have been a little over ambitious on the brakes as Casey's getting ready to overtake Rajdeep, exiting out of Novell, getting into Tabak. You usually wouldn't be getting an overtake here unless the guy in front of you is really struggling. As you can see, Rajdeep having a slightly more understeery line over there, as you can see, taking a much closer line into the wall through Raskas as Rajdeep jumps into the pits. Wonder why he
Should
does.
be on for hards.
Yeah.
He has wing damage.
Oh,
so
wing dog.
I-
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he will be switching on to hards. But Bristol over here, good race start. I think both of these started on the road to, I think the first 4, 5 haven't changed. The first 4 haven't changed. Oh, as we talk.
Did he ghost on
Over there.
purpose?
I mean, no
Sorry?
one can ghost on purpose, to be honest. I guess he just had a little bit of spin there, and the game thought he might have spun out completely. So, just a moment
right.
of ghosting there, but he's right now completely fun and still sticking to SD.
That's right. Gotta love Ninja. I mean, so that insight was really helpful because I didn't know that. I mean, that the game could do that. But yeah, you're right. I honestly thought he ghosted himself, saying, "Nope, not gonna crash today." That would have been fun. But as we come out, real SD, Prakhar. Why is it that SD is not getting an overtake lined up and the two guys in front of him are so aggressive with one another? I mean, Prakhar's come back. SD's he's playing safe with the tires. What do you think? Oh! Didn't want to jinx him there, but did he lose too much of wing? I think just a little bit of a shunt there. There seems to be SD's lost the position to Rissel. Rissel's moved up in front. I wouldn't want to take the blame there, say it's a commentator's curse, but SD was a little too aggressive on the throttle coming out of Raskas as he now navigates through going into the hairpin. You don't want to go so close, but SD is also doing a fantastic job of making sure he doesn't get the dirty air effect. Getting into the tunnel section. Usually you don't want to be too close here because the dirty air really plays a big role. Lining up into the chicane. Rissel really locks up. Does that help SD? I don't think so. Thistle and SD still have a very consistent gap between the both of them. As no more Propi, SD's teammate gets a time penalty, +3 for multiple warnings, definitely for eating up and jumping too much over the curbs. Now we're on board with the Black Sheep, Babaji, and I think that's Rajdeep Paul, the triple train. Going into the tunnel. I really like this part of the track, you know, it's a very stellar, very... I think it was Nico Rosberg in 2016 that he made me fall in love with the tunnel section, because it's one of the first onboards that I saw, and the way it was almost fantastic, because you know, when I started playing and when I started driving through the tunnel section, I would usually get a little bit of too much turn, and as Black Sheep just struggles coming out of Raskas, coming out of the Raskas second turn onto the start finish straight. I hope he didn't pick up any damage. No, he hasn't.
Freeman has also come into the pits, and Nomo Pro player is looking very feisty behind Oxygen, so we can look forward to that battle going on for P5.
Yeah. That's a good spot. So as I was just saying, I'll just close that small bit. It really goes to show that these drivers are not just considering their own race, but also the race of the guys in front and in the back of them, like how Gryphus and both Rusty were pointing out, right? That if you take, we're cursing these drivers with everything that we say, but as Gryphus was pointing out, it really does make sense for a driver who knows he's slow to hold back people, and for a driver who knows he's fast to not fall behind someone who he knows is slow. As the McLarens are having to compromise on their pits, how much time did Propi lose there? 5 seconds?
By the looks of it, a lot, because I don't think SD expected a double stack, and the puncher also probably didn't expect that SD will come to the pits at this point of time.
Yeah.
So it just compromised completely. Like that mistake on that particular time was very costly to the puncher.
It's a good spot, Ninja. As he comes out of the Dipanshu or Nomo Pro player, as he comes out, we go on board with Kapil, who's also lining up a fantastic overtake. You know, it's scary, guys, that even with so much damage reduced, we are seeing people lose their front end every 3 laps, and it's scary what would have happened if we had at least, you know, like full damage, not sim damage. What are your thoughts, Ninja?
But while
sorry,
you
Rusty,
say
go
that,
on.
yeah, while you say that, it's also because these drivers, sure they're picking up damage, but look at their lap time. 109 is like no joke to be putting in a warrior. Almost professional times. I think the pros are around the 107s, 108s. So for someone who's doing this part-time as a hobby, those are incredible times, and they're absolutely pushing it to the limit. So I feel like, you see race drivers who do this all the time, do hours in the sim, make mistakes, but these guys putting up these times, I think like you've got to look beyond the mistakes and appreciate the pace they've been driving at today.
Absolutely, Rusty. Not to take away from any driver, absolutely. Babaji putting up a good race, as there's a four-car train being formed there. Babaji putting up a good race today, isn't he?
Indeed, now that he's got his new setup, as we've talked about in the past, he is showing pace. I think he got unlucky in Spain. He had a few incidents with drivers, but I think if he can keep it clean, I think he can climb up further up the order today. As SD gets the move, and no, Oxygen's just gone into the pits over there. So I think Oxygen is the first.
SD Evil Dog coming really close to one another.
Casey still out.
SD with you. So sorry to cut you off over there, Rusty. SD gets an overtake done on Evil Dog through the tunnel. I think that's because Evil Dog's got a little front right damage, but it's not so much that it's affecting his race so much. Ninja, what do you think the problem might be?
Like, I guess in that near the hairpin corners, he clipped it a bit, due to which he had compromised so much of his speed and the momentum he had, and SD just took an opportunity of it, and that was a very close overtake. Like, even a bit of sliding or bit of a touch would have ended either Evil Dog, SD, or both the races. So that was a very good overtake.
Good spot. Rusty, you can carry on. So sorry to interrupt you there.
So I think Casey is still out on those softs, and I just want to see how much tire wear they've been through.
Casey in P2?
Yeah, Casey. Ninja?
I mean, Casey is now in 9-lap-old tires. That's probably the one person who in soft tires has gone in such a further distance, and yeah, he's looking to stretch it a bit more. I think he just wants to try to gain something out of that and like extract all the like grip he has from that soft tires and just.
Can we jump on board with them, Ninja? Just to see what the tire wear is like? Ooh, not that bad actually. I thought it would be much worse, to be honest.
And as we were talking about tires, he pits in for the.
He pits, yeah. Where do you think he's coming out? I think P8,
Yeah,
P9?
yeah.
Oh, no.
Now he's going to put on the hard tires and let's see if he comes behind the traffic.
Where is my boy Casey coming out? I think he's gonna be just ahead of Babaji Black Sheep, that party. Sector
Yeah.
3 yellow. Someone's struck the wall through Raskas. Casey gets a brilliant exit. That is where Casey wants to be, doesn't he? P7 on the hards. And that too with the Evil Dog not pitted yet. So he's definitely lined himself up for a P5 finish today. Casey, what do you guys think?
I think it's still too early to start predicting finishes over here, especially around here, where even if you make a small mistake, you've got to pit to get the ring change.
Yeah. Oh, having a Shalala moment there. That was scary.
It's closer than ever to oxygen, and it's just so frustrating around here because you could be the faster car, but it's so hard to get the move done.
Everyone's really locking up there. That means, you can see they're late braking later than they usually late brake, if that makes any sense.
Even on 10-lap-old medium tires now up into P6, he will be trying to take these tires as long as possible because again, I mean, you just keep the drivers behind you. I mean, P7, P8, P9, just keep them behind you. They lose a lot of time when you eventually pit and come out. They are already too slow. And it's easier for you to catch them again.
Yeah. I'll just take a step back for 2 laps, guys. You guys can just take it forward. I'll just refill some water.
He's so close to trying to get that move done, but he's still stuck behind. But talking about 10-lap-old mediums, why do you think he did not opt for the hards? Because I think towards the end of this race, he will struggle on those mediums. Yeah.
I mean, over here, I think he just wants to stretch he's just hoping that someone behind him makes mistake and just give him a good cover up when he comes out of the pits. I think that's what he's kind of hoping for, but he's also now losing positions as we see in front of us. Casey and Evil Dog having some battle, and Evil Dog keeps in front, but the wear that he has on tires, I think Casey's trying to being a bit impatient and just wants to overtake him as quick as possible before ending up behind before Rajdeep catches him and the rest of the pack behind him catches Casey. So I think he's being a bit impatient, and he knows that Evil Dog's tires are worn out at this point of time.
Absolutely. We've got 2 battles right now. I think we've got a battle for P4 and we've got a battle for P6. And I think also at P2, I think Trucker's been catching up to Russell right now.
Yes, definitely. The cars are very close to each other, and that too not few. There are many cars trying to be so close and trying to take an opportunity wherever they get. They're just trying to look out a gap where they can just jump into it and just not make that person keep their position.
Evil Dog is planning to keep Casey behind on this occasion. He is on 12-lap-old mediums and he's just keeping Casey behind, not letting him pass at all. But I think here Casey will jump and make the move. He kind of cuts the corner and does end up making the move, but I think that's illegal.
Trucker with the DRS is wheel to wheel heading into Saint Devote, but Russell holds
Just keeps it out of the wall. He almost had a bit of a wheel banging over there.
That was incredible. We also saw SD almost get the move done, but on the hairpin, but he couldn't get it done lap, and he's going to try again this lap. I think after the tunnels, the best possible section to make the move.
Yes, in the driver's mind, that it's very frustrating when you're behind a car, especially in the track like Monaco. there is no way of getting around in this track. Like for example, at Max Verstappen and Hamilton that you're talking about, for so long he was just right behind him, couldn't overtake, like couldn't have a single opportunity of overtaking until that last lap where he decided to like just screw it, I'm gonna go for it, but still couldn't make that done.
Russell locking up quite a lot, and that's going to have some say on his tire life towards the end of the lap, end of the race, as Prakash putting in pressure on him, and as he's back on the gearbox of oxygen, and this is probably going to frustrate him so much, and this could also make you make mistakes, especially when you're behind the car. If you're late to react to their braking, it's just so hard. As we see Prakash with the DRS, looks on the inside, but Russell cuts him off, and I think that's just how you drive around Monaco. It's just so hard to overtake, but it's so much fun at the same time. You've got to have absolute nerve to try and get the move done. As we see over here, we got a three-man train over here. Evil Dog, Rashdeep and Babaji. As we know, Babaji is on these old hards.
And as you can see in front of us, they're just bumping into each other at this point, like just becoming a bit more impatient. Like Evil Dog with his such old hard medium tires, my bad, with medium tires just holding back the pack so much, and like it's just making everyone impatient behind him. And actually it's kind of helping his teammate as well over here.
What do you think Babaji's late game strategy is going to be? Softs?
Yeah, like Baba, I think he has two options at this point. Like he can go for mediums or softs, but the soft die down in this track so much, and the temps just rise up like insanely bad. So mediums look like a best option, but you can do soft tires in this.
But I think he'll just try to stretch these hards out, right? I think he's already pitted once, so why does he have to pit again? I know these hards will be towards the end of their life, but I think he'll just try to run these hards towards the end of the race.
I know, he started on these, didn't he?
Yes, he definitely started on this. Let's see the look at the pit stops that they had. Yeah, everyone had one pit stop at least, except for Evil Dog.
Yeah, and Babaji did as well. Yeah, I think he had wing damage early in the race because of staying in the midfield, and he had to switch.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Rusty. Are we having an eye on SD and Oxygen right now, because they're going side by side, and Oxygen kind of takes SD out?
Oh, and they are just
Oxygen
blocking into each other. Like they just like were beside each
SD's
other.
like
What?
you. Oxygen's like no you. SD's like no you. SD's like you.
I mean,
That's
that
what
Let me
doesn't.
check if oxygen has any damage.
Like the thing is, they kept it quite clean, even though it would look like huge mess over there, but they still kept it a bit clean, and I don't think they have so much damage as they
Can you
would
just
have
jump
had.
on board with Oxy?
I think
Both are clean.
yeah, both are definitely
Thankfully,
clean.
both
over
their
there.
wings are clean. They just
I see Gryphus is getting into a heated war of the words with someone in the comment section called the Witcher.
Yep. So I would actually like to address that thing. I mean, people are saying that. We have some folks telling that okay, we have drivers have the racing line on in this game, and they're like it's not like all assists off and all that. About that, like it's tier 1 and that should be off.
Just a quick interruption there. Babaji lines up a double. Sorry for that, Gryphus, but Babaji gets a double overtake done through two turns, up through Boravage on Rajdeep Paul, and then through Evil Dog on through Casino. So that was a fantastic move by Babaji there. Props to the boy for that. I mean, that is his move of the day today.
That is a fantastic. I mean, to be able to do that in a track like Monaco, it's so difficult, and he just jumped from P9 to P7.
On those hards that too. And Ninja, if you could just jump back to the tire views again.
And
Gryphus, yeah.
all of
We
that
have-
started because Rajdeep got into the back of Evil Dog, and that created Rajdeep lost his entry, and so did Evil Dog, and Baba just pounced on that.
Yep. Ninja, if you could just turn on to cinematic, that we have a big train there. It would be nice to see that. Fantastic. Yeah, Gryphus, if you could just continue with your point.
We have chats coming in saying racing or ping pong. Definitely racing. I mean, the ping pong part was where SD and Oxygen went like side to side and just ping ponged into each other. But this was racing, definitely not ping pong.
That was
Addressing
fun,
the other,
Oh,
definitely
and there
addressing the
goes
other
a huge collision over there. Turn one. That's what happens when you try to be a bit more aggressive over there. And that's
But both
what-
are clean.
Yeah, both are definitely clean over here because I think
Is
they backed
the-
off at the very
Does the Alpha
right
have
time.
damage? Oh, the Alpha has
Oh, yeah.
got a lot of wing damage.
I think
So being
Kapil
shown
backed
two
out a bit earlier. Like he thought it was gonna get messy, so he backed off very quickly. And Rajdev had just become a passenger cause he had a collision, and just that force just pushed him right in front and just got the wings clipped.
Yep. Gryphus, go on.
Yep, so I was addressing that issue where they're saying that racing line is off. So anyone who has played Codemasters games for a long time and they know that racing line is the last assist to turn off. In this game, you definitely want that on. Even if you're as pro as it gets, even many of the esports driver keep it on. Even in the F1 official esports league, racing line is one of those things which is on for them. It's not shown on the stream, but it's on for them, so they do keep it on. It's not like the other simulator games. This is not a simulator where in other simulator games you usually turn off the racing line immediately. Like that is the first assist you turn off. So even when we talk about ACC league, so we do have an ACC league which happens on every Thursday. No, none of the drivers use racing line there because they know that racing line is not. It's like it's something which you can turn off in those type of games. You might have other assists on, but not that one. And even those are not assists. Like those are like factory settings. Like the cars come with ABS, the cars come with traction control. These cars specifically don't come with traction control in real life, but those cars do in the GT series. Regardless of that, yeah.
Like should I add one point? Like at the end we are trying to have fun. It's a game at the end. Like even though we
Bingo,
might
yep.
take it seriously, it's a game at the end. We don't realize that sometimes. So at the end we want to have fun. Like we always can't be serious about racing. Sometimes we just want to have fun. So it's like racing line we use it, but
Not like
at the end we are enjoying the game.
Is the set rule? Is the set rule for the championship? The assists are moderated. It's not like it's open assists. For tier 1, we are restricting the traction control. We do restrict, some other assists. We have pit assist which is restricted, which is again very dicey thing. When you come into the pits, you have to do manual pit stops.
Yep.
So that assist is off as well. So there are other assists which have turned off, permanently for tier 1, and those are like quite relaxed for for challenger series and tier 2. So coming back to that, we. Do you see two Alpha Tauris going side by side? I think one of them is getting lapped by the other.
No, actually, what happened is, as you were speaking, the Alpha gets the move done on Freeman. But as you were telling us, filling us in on that very important, I think that Ferrari just got wing damage as well. So Ninja, if you could just go on board, we can see if he's got wing damage. Little to the front left, yes, he does. As you were rightly saying, Gryphus and Ninja, this is a game we come here to have fun on the weekends, unwind with our best buddies, best racing buddies, and feel like we're having a professional F1 career while at the same time having a fun time. So to all the viewers, we love the fact that you're commenting and you're telling us what you are, but IRC stands for much more than just being competitive. It's a community at its core. At the end of the day, if tomorrow Codemaster says we're not going to have gaming anymore, we might just not game anymore. We just have podcasts, we'll have our discussions, we'll have our streams on the weekends where we all get together and watch the races. But yes, as Gryphus was filling us in on that very important core philosophy of IRC, a bunch of just 4 bullet points to fill people in on what happened. We had a bunch of guys jumping into the pits. We had 2 spins. We had what was that? I think
I think that's a ghosted car right behind ST. So that's nothing to worry about.
All right. So those were 2 things. The third thing is that we realized that everyone is locking up right now, which.
And SD has wing damage, like both his front wings are damaged, which I think means he's. Yeah, I think that means that he's gone into the back of oxygen, and that's why there's a gap building now. But SD has wing damage, and so does Nomo Pro player right now. But Nomo is still trying to line up a move. Right now we're on board with Babaji, who's had a great race. I think apart from the incident at the start, he's been really strong on his way back up.
But he's showing us who the king of Monaco is, and the reason we are not talking about Mara at all today is because of the absolute dominance he's set for himself. We have a sector 2 yellow flag.
I mean,
in
speaking
the
of dominance, like Mara is trying to lap Baba and Casey at the same time while they are battling, and Baba makes the overtake done. He just takes the opportunity of that blue flag and just makes it stick, and now he'll definitely let his teammate by, because I don't think he wants to be the obstacle in this part, like in this like certain track. Like you don't want to be a disturbance in this track, especially for your teammate, that too.
Yeah, you don't want to be a bummer. You don't want to be the one called out for ruining someone's race, because that really does affect your mentality as a racer. What are the key moments in the race right now, Ninja and Gryphus? What's happening on track? If you could just fill us all in.
The two McLarens are right behind Streeter. They have just got stuck over there and just trying to get through it. Like both the McLarens are stuck at this point, not just one. So it's like if one goes through, then the other gets an opportunity too. But right now, I think SD is very close to him. Can make the move done if he gets it right. Going around the outside. Oh, hits him, bangs wheels, but still keeps his front wing clean, which is the main objective on this race.
That's exactly what's happening. Streeter is on 20 lap old hard tires, and SD just came out on medium, like very fresh medium tires. Now he will just lose all of his tires, sticking up behind Streeter for all this time.
Yes,
and that is helping. That is helping Nomo Pro Player in a way, but yeah, I mean for SD it is very frustrating.
Okay,
I mean,
there is a yellow flag at
he will
sector
die,
1.
yeah.
There's a yellow flag at
he
sector
goes
1.
Go there. I think it's a Red Bull that's had a problem.
It's a racing
Tanish.
point of Tanish. He just went off that same place where Rosberg allegedly ruined Hamilton. Allegedly ruined Hamilton's quali lap. But yeah, in this situation, he just ruined his own race right here, and now he's at plumb last, 16 seconds behind Razdeep also. Not a good race for Tanish right here.
No damage though. 16 seconds or?
No, these gaps are in terms of interval with the car ahead and behind.
Acha.
So it's 16 seconds ahead of, like, behind Razdeep, I would say.
Meanwhile, can we go on board with no more pro player?
I mean,
Front
definitely closing into Streeter, but he's also suffering a bit with his wings and kind of cutting corners. I don't know if that actually counted as
He has
track
12,
limit,
12
but
seconds in penalties.
like,
Can we just go to race director for a few moments, Ninja? I think I want to see what the penalties are like.
I mean the penalty situation you can.
I mean, quite a lot of warnings, quite a lot of invalidations.
Yeah, that I can do. No, I can tell you guys the penalty.
Yeah,
Gryphus, if you could fill
yeah,
us in, that would be
But anyways,
Yeah.
on the top right,
Yeah, you
we
can
will
see that
have-
on
we
the.
do have
Yeah, you can see that on the
penalties
telemetry.
on
Right?
the
You can
top
see that on
right.
telemetry. You can get the penalty situation from the telemetry also, no?
Yeah, I think he wanted the warnings per se, not the penalties. So depends on how much warning the driver has, how much penalty he might get.
Okay, so that I can help you with. So Maranello baby has one warning after the penalty that he already has. So also Russell has quite a lot of warnings. I think he has a couple of penalties stacked in. Even Prakhar Vats has 2 penalties and a warning. So I mean, yeah, I mean everyone has around about 2 or 3 penalties right there.
Can you tell me how many Baba has? Baba and Propi? Baba and SD?
Okay, so Baba, I will tell you. For
It's so funny, right? Baba calling driver Baba.
Baba has only one warning. That's all.
Ooh, really
Uh,
clean and good driving.
And SD has one penalty, and then he's in for another penalty. I think because he got one penalty and then I think 2 warnings after that. So he might get another penalty.
Oh, okay.
He's very close to getting another penalty. So Baba is very clean. I mean, only one warning till now for the whole race.
Fantastic driving, right? And just a quick glance at the two drivers on your screen right now, guys. Streeter struggling on his hards. It's fairly apparent as you can see him come out of the corners. You see how much he's struggling as he's jumping into the throttle. Like, just look at that, right? So, and you at the same time you have Nomopropi who's struggling because of his wings. So, both are limping ducks right now. What do you guys think is going to happen? Who do you think he's going to pit?
At this point,
Streeter?
General Pepe actually is taking the opportunity and trying to get an overtake done at the place where usually it's either good or bad. It's 50-50 place.
Nice.
But he gets side
Well
by
done.
side, locks in, and he pushes Propi wide and still doesn't make the overtake done. He still has to.
Shouldn't
recover.
Propi get it back?
Propi gets the 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner there.
I think Propi should
But
give that one back because Pepe's nose was in front and Propi came out. It's like that Sainz Hulkenberg situation from 17, maybe? 17, 18? Can't quite recall.
Something for the stewards to look into, but I think General Pepe has had a brilliant recovery race because he's had to serve a drive-through, and he's also he had an incident in lap 1, so he had to get his wing changed early in the race. So I think he's pit twice now. So I think it's been brilliant for him to climb up to
nice
P10
overtake switch
again.
back by General Pepe there.
Nobody actually hit him in the front wheel.
Front
and,
right, yeah.
front
That
right.
pushed
and
him into
just
the
completely
wall.
pushed him, yeah.
But you do have to be brave to make a move here, you know. I mean, you have to space, and I think the overtake was fine considering there's not much space on this track. So, and he's
Gryphus,
on
you're a
the-
steward, aren't you? You're a driver steward, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, juicy. So we have a driver steward like Johnny Herbert. We have a driver steward here in the commentary box. So you can add some insight, in fact, today. How are you going to be looking at? We have a yellow flag sector 2.
Yeah, that was between
RB?
Mercedes and Haas.
RB and Plucker. Who's the
That
loser
was
here?
just
No, that
RB
was just
slowing down
Mercedes.
to
That was just Mercedes.
Allow
that was
Trucker
it.
to
Yeah.
he was just allowing Trucker to lap himself.
But
So,
he had a
I
wing
don't-
damage. Yeah, he did have a wing damage in progress at that full race. So he has to pit again, and not a good race for Mercedes.
Not a good
as we
race for
see.
RB. Yeah. So you're gonna see RB and Tanish fight it out towards the end.
I
Two
mean,
tier 2 boys.
it can be
Long shot, I
possible,
mean,
but it all
but it's
depends
long-
on how the race goes ahead. Like now, the drivers might feel a bit like tired from all this pressure
yeah.
and like trying
11
to
laps
not.
to go.
Yeah, it's very like it drains your energy like in a crazy amount of time, and you just want to reach that last lap. You just want to see that 39 in your screen and be like, this is the last lap. Oh my god, I can't
Yep,
take
the
it.
Mercedes comes into the pits to change his front wing. You know, he might come out.
Ooh,
He comes out on
I
soft
think
tires.
Rajdeep's had another incident. He's lost his car into
Piscine.
I think, and I think he might head back into the pits again.
He does, yeah. A lot of drivers have spent more laps in the pit lane today than the real track. I mean, no offense to anyone. It's just a joke.
I think just to give an insight, RB has done 3 pit
Yellow light.
stops. Even Rajdeep, I'm sorry. So Rajdeep has DNF'd. Okay, so he DNF'd from the pits.
Yeah, I saw yellow there.
And RB and Tanish both have done 3 pit stops. Yep. And some of the other guys have done 2. So I mean, considering that, it's fine, right? I mean, I expected people to do 4 or 5 pit stops here, but I mean, it's definitely not going that way.
So yeah, Gryphus, how are we judging the drivers today for their penalties?
For today, I would say, I mean, depending on how people report, because it depends on the reports that come in, right? People have to report someone, okay, say something like this happened, or they report, I mean, usually they report Codemasters if Codemasters give them a silly penalty. So we look into that in different angles. They have to give their, driver perspectives,
On
their
board.
recordings, and we have to look into that and consider each and every situation, as well as, and look back into the past as well, because we have to have the consistency to be there, given that we have
Just a
given
quick interruption. If you could just jump on board with Pepe Ninja as Gryphus is telling us this, because I think Pepe is lining up an overtake. Yeah, Gryphus, go on.
Yep. So yeah, I mean that does look spicy right now between Pepe, Streeter, and Casey. The 3 of them forming a train. This might go till the end of the race, because again, like, it's very difficult, and if Pepe has to make an overtake, he has to do something like what Baba did to make like 2 moves into a casino square. So that's gonna be important. But coming back to the stewarding, I mean, we do look back. We have a database for all. We have the logs for all the decisions that we have made till now, since season 2 or season 1, I believe. So we can look back. We can take that as a reference. And again, it's like case to case basis. Every decision is case to case basis. So even if two incidents might look very similar, the context might be very different. So the penalties also differ. But there are some penalties which are slam dunk. So something like reset to track as
Streeter
general
gives the
Pepe.
position there.
Yeah,
Streeter
I
gives
think
the position there.
Yep, Rita did give up his position, so I'm
Why do you
not
think
sure.
that might be?
Oh, Procker gets disconnected and he's
Procker-
running P3. I hope he joins back quickly.
Yeah, that was strange. Okay, I'm gonna invite him back to the session though.
Go for it. And while Gryphus does that, this so close. What? That was so close. And as Gryphus says that, this just goes to show the amount of dedication the core members of IRC put into the number of everything that, like, just to add into our viewers who would like to know more about how we conduct these races. In addition to keeping it friendly, keeping it light, we also keep it serious. I mean, if you are part of our Discord, I'm not sure if you will. As General Pepe gets the move lined up, Casey shunt on the left, shunt on the right. But I don't think that move's happening there. Casey's being a little defensive as well. No wing damage for either drivers, I'm hoping. Yeah, coming back. This just goes to show how progressively serious each of our drivers, each of our stewards, each of our coordinating members are. Because in addition to putting in the hours to making sure that you drive well, they also put in the hours into making sure that IRC runs well. Because it's not just 20 boys jumping into the lobby each weekend and racing. It's about putting the race poster out, doing the promotion, the hot lap, the track guide, the making sure everyone's there on time, making sure everyone joins the right team, making sure people have their assists on, making sure someone's already on the stream, making sure that you have the right promotions after, and making sure the stewarding is done then after. As Casey locks into Raskas, doing a very Schumacher-esque move there, but then this one came back to bite him because now General Pepe is getting ever so much closer, lets the ERS juice out as he jumps into Sandavort down to 4th gear on the throttle. But Casey's still not out of the move there as they go through Borevage, and Casey getting that much closer to General Pepe. It's so much fun commentating on tracks with corner names because it doesn't feel like turn 6, turn 7. I'm talking historically, Borevage, and then you have going in through Mirabeau into the Hairpin. So yeah, I can go on and on. But Rusty, you've been awfully silent today. What are your thoughts on the race?
That was Bo, as in like Bo Reward stands for beautiful seashore, and that was a beautiful move over there. Absolutely nailed his exit on the final corner, and
Yellow.
I think then the DRS let him through. Over here we have SD finally he'll get that move on oxygen, but no, the inside line is just so powerful, but brilliant,
Fantastic.
brilliant switch back over there, brilliant, absolutely incredible. The control and to know exactly where to brake and to get that traction out. Finally, he gets up to P3.
It was quite like Baba's overtake through Casino because it was all Baba. All he knew was, someone gets an overtake on Baba. Pepe gets an overtake on Baba.
General Pepe is moving quickly up the ladder as we talked about. It's a brilliant recovery race for him from that drive through to now he's in P6.
Yeah. Ninja, why is Prakhar in P5 with new tires? Any idea?
I mean,
I think I know what happened when he got disconnected. The game has this stupid habit of making the AI go into the pits for no reason.
yes, definitely. Yeah, this is one
That's
problem of the
probably what
game.
happened. And I feel so bad for him because he was driving a really good race, and now he's far way behind Oxygen, even though he has those socks, but not sure what's going to happen.
Oh my god, that is so bad. You think, Gryphus, if you're there, do you think that might be something you can fight out with the stewards, or is that something that comes back to you because you DSQ'd? I mean, not DSQ'd, but ghosted.
Yeah, I mean, disconnection, we can't really take a decision on disconnections, right? It is sometimes unfortunate, unless and until like the whole lobby crashes or something, ridiculous happens. I mean, it has happened before in Tier 2, in Season 4 Tier 2 Austrian Grand Prix it was, where the lobby, it was Codemaster's fault. So the race got the lobby crashed at lap 31.
Yeah, I remember that one.
We had to, and then we had to take the data from whatever was there at that particular lap, and which it's unfortunate for some people. 5 laps were left, but at that point, it's like 90% of the race is finished. So we had to take that data and give decisions based on that, and do all sort of calculations to ask people and give their data. Prakhar once again leaves the session. Not sure why.
I think he doesn't want to race.
I'm not not sure. He
No,
just
I
said
think
the fastest
I
lap
think
as
he
well. I think
disconnected.
he's having issues.
Yeah, some issues in the internet.
Alright.
But talking about 90%, we're close to, I think, close to 80% of this race getting done. We've got 4 more laps left and probably fewer for those behind. And I think your driver of the day so far for you,
Baba. No brainer there.
can we see positions gained and lost? So, yeah, brilliant over there. Baba's gained 4. But for me, I think it's hard to look past Mara because look at the gap he's built. But I think General Pepe, unfortunate with that jump start. Not sure what led him to do that, but I think he's had a brilliant recovery time.
He had a jump start, is it?
Yeah, so that's why he got the drive-through. And apart from that, he also had an incident in lap 1, so he had to pit first to get his wing change, wheels changed.
Then
the
definitely,
drive-through.
yeah, he's also had a great race.
Yeah.
Fantastic drive by General. I totally missed that. As we see Kapil and Nomopropi and Kapil through such beautiful,
I
clean
think
driving by
Nomo-
both of them, no?
Absolutely, but that damaged wing is coming to haunt no more at
Trophy
this
now.
late stage right now because
there
his
were-
tires are losing grip as well. So
Oh, and-
Kapil's
it's compounding.
Kapil's out! Oh,
No.
did you see that?
So what happened was at the hairpin, Kapil just went a bit too eager on the throttle and just hit the wall
my
and just got stuck over
God.
there for a while, which gave Black Sheep and Propi an opportunity to
No,
just get past him.
it's like every time we commentate something good for every time so far, 7 races, every time we've said something good about Kapil, he crashes the next lap. Why is this happening? Oh my god. And the worst part is Kapil was one of the first streamers of IRC, official streamers, so oh my god, it's so bad right now.
Ooh,
Anyways, so yeah, guys, 3 laps left. Just sum it up. What are your thoughts of the race so far, Ninja?
Yeah, so far it has been like the way we like hoped the race would be. Lot of crashing, lot of spins as you see in right in front, lot of lot of brake like locking brakes and stuff. And yeah, this is like typical Monaco, I would say. Typical Monaco.
And what do you think would have happened if we had damage full?
I mean, it would have been worse, definitely. Like I think we would have seen more DNFs than usual.
Did you guys realize the fact that I mean, if you quickly go on to the if you quickly go on and check the gap as leader, you can see that I mean, apart from
I think there are 2
Bristol
laps.
and SD, everyone has been lapped. I think apart from Bristol, everyone has been lapped. Yeah.
And Prakhar. Oh, what happened there? I saw there's a. Oh, that was
And-
just Mara.
I think Mara
headed-
just taking the
Mara's
opportunity
gone
that
into
he
the
has.
pits as well.
Do you think he's
Mara
going for
has-
the fastest lap?
Yeah,
I
because
think so.
right now Prakhar has the fastest lap, so he will definitely want to get that.
Mara, did he just pit?
Yes,
They're
he just
saying
came
even-
out of the pits
yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's on socks.
Even Tarnish has come out on soft tires now in order to get the fastest lap.
Evil
now.
Dog as well. Evil
Compete
Dog,
for that.
RV.
No, Evil Dog is on 8 lap old soft tires, so he no, not those guys, man, because those are like 8 lap old soft tires. So
Alright, my bad.
Not them,
The stream is
but it's
slightly
only-
pixelated, that's why.
it's only Tarnish, it's only Tarnish and Maranello Baby who are out on very new soft tires. So that's one thing which.
Who do you
we
think is
should
going to
look
get it? Tier 1 champion from last season, and Tier 2 champion from last season. Who do you think is going to get it?
at. We'll have to wait and watch.
I like that lip smack, whoever did that lip smack. Anyways, yeah, so guys, if you just want to, I would like everyone to just sum up today's race in a sentence. Ninja has done it. He said, typical Monaco race. Gryphus?
More interesting than real life.
I mean, yeah,
That was for sure.
and
What
Dipan
happened there? What
over
happened
there cut the whole corner and just let Kapil pass by. I think he made a mistake over
I
there.
think he's struggling with the wheels and the fact that he has no wing left.
Just go on board Marinello Baby. He just set the fastest purple sector 1, and I think he's aiming for that.
T1,
he's aiming for that fastest lap point because we drivers will finish in top 10 if they are one of the ones who scored the fastest lap. Then they get 1 bonus point for the fastest lap. So it's very crucial to get that. And as of now,
chicane.
Yep, as of now, Prakhar Vach has the fastest lap, but Marinello Baby is exactly trying to beat that.
Purple 2. Come on, Mara. Let's do this. I think everyone's gonna press F to pay their respects once he does this today. Mara with an absolute. Ooh, gets an oversteer there. Might compromise by 1/10, 2/10. Maybe not. Does he get another? Oh! And he does.
It sort of looked
1/10.
like that we were watching qualifying at this moment.
he went 7/10 faster than Prakhar Vach's laps. So even if he would have lost even like 2/10, 3/10, he would have still got the fastest lap.
Oh, the Red Bull boys fighting again over there.
Not a usual sight we usually see in real life.
But the best thing about this is that Casey is scoring points right now.
Yeah, Casey is finally in the points. He's gonna get 2 points if he keeps his teammate behind.
Both the Red Bull boys are in points right now. A couple ties down on the inside. I'm not
Don't
sure
fight,
if
boys.
what is
Don't
happening.
fight, boys. Don't fight.
I think
boys.
they are very confused within each other. Like Casey's, I guess, trying to let him by, and Kapil is like, I think he's defending very aggressively. Yeah or no, he lets him by very
Finally.
easily.
Let's him by. You were right. I think they had a moment of confusion there, Ninja. I think you were absolutely right.
That makes sense
Yes.
because Casey is on 27 lap old hard tires and Kapil is on medium tires, so certainly will have more grip. And you wouldn't want that because no more pro player is right. Like
And as we spectate Manello going towards the final corner, there he goes in the final start,
What a
finish
drive,
straight, and
what
he
a drive.
crosses the line. P1 with the fastest lap.
So we have another fight going on right behind that Noma Pro player. He's like under 1 second of Casey, and Casey is under 1 second of Kapil.
Can we go to no
These
more pro
three are-
player?
Yeah, these three are fighting right there on the last lap. Looks like Casey is losing a bit. Will Casey score points? That is the biggest question. Like
He will. I think.
No, but the penalty situation may differ. You
May
never
differ,
know.
yeah.
the nation wants to know. Will Casey score points?
Everyone, just put in your comments today who your driver of the day is. Your vote counts.
And Casey
you know
actually
it.
jumps to 8th. Casey actually jumps to
What?
8th. And Propi actually dropped back to 12th place.
A street of finishes in points. Casey scores. Was that 4 points?
Yep.
Ironically speaking, the podium finishers haven't finished it yet. The last podium finisher, SD is now going to cross the finish line. And
He
he
has a
secures the
penalty as well.
final podium finish, P3. And let's see if Prakhar gets the jump or he stays behind.
No,
Does he get
what happened?
the drum roll? And
No,
he
no.
stays fourth. Oh,
He
God.
wasn't cheering with his hand. He wasn't cheering with his animated
Yeah,
hands.
definitely.
Driver of the day, Babaji, according to the game. But that's just according to the game. We're going to see who the driver of the day is later. Fantastic race, boys, wasn't it? An exciting race today. I mean, the last few races weren't as exciting. This one was. Why does Mara's avatar look like Daniel Ricciardo a little bit?
I mean, he is a Renault, so we have to give him a fair play to that.
Given the championship situation, any race where both Red Bull score points is an interesting race.
I miss
Yeah.
the podium, real life podium of Monaco. They sprayed on the start finish straight.
Yeah.
Just a beautiful spectacle over there, but still not a bad one. It was a great race, like we all would agree to that.
Comeback race by SD, I think.
And as we see the
totally-
standings, Manello secures P1.
But I think more than SD, I think Russell with a great race today. We just talked about how he only has one podium finish, but now he makes it 2.
and he's one of the drivers who actually did one stop. So fair play to him.
Good point, actually.
So as we
Yep,
so
so
as we're
soon we
speaking
will
of the
have,
podiums, we are sorry to interrupt, but we are gonna switch, like bring the podium finishes right in the comms. So yeah. So how was the race
We
for
have
you guys?
Mara and Rissel here.
Yep, I think I have SD as well. So we do have Marinello Baby and Russell. I'll just get SD in. So we will have all the top 3 finishers of the race. As I do say that, yep. So
Just a
Marinello
clap for
Baby,
all of
would you
y'all.
like
Good race, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, dude, amazing job. I mean, to finish on podium at Monaco with having the least amount of damage, and Maranello, baby, you did manage to get the fastest lap right at the end. How was the race? I mean, you were completely dominating the qualifying as well as the race. So, given that, I mean, literally everyone was lapped apart from Russell. So, how was the race? Were everyone clean? And you know, what was the situation there about lapping cars? Because I think you did that a lot.
Yeah, I had a choice to either go for like lapping the whole field or go for that extra point, and I think it's more important for the constructors to get that extra point. So what all said and done, like I think I just got a little lucky. My pace in practice was a bit quicker than I was in quali. I think I did a 1.79 in practice, but I ended up doing a 1.87, which is quite far off. So, but luckily I got pole, and that's all that matters. But yeah, I think I lost the position to Prakhar anyway at turn 1, so not much to say about that.
Definitely. And Rissel, I mean, we do have Rissel here, so congrats, man. And you are the one driver who only made one pit stop the whole race. Like, even behind you, SD and Prakhar made 2 stops. Marinello Baby made 3 stops. You made the one stop work. So how did that go for you?
Yeah, I thought I pitted quite early onto the hards. I think I'm pitted on like lap 5. I didn't think the tires would make it to the end, but yeah, I was under pressure from the Haas behind for a few laps, and there was no way I was holding the position. But I think he got damaged. I think 5 laps later, so I just cruised home for like the last 27 laps, and just focused on getting the car back to the finish line one piece, which I didn't do because I crashed on the last lap and I lost like 5 seconds to SD. But yeah, it worked out in the end.
Yep, that was an amazing race, Rissel. SD, coming to you. I mean, I do have a question for you. When you came out of the pits, you were stuck behind Streeter for quite some time. What was going in your mind? Did you think of making it to the, to the podium? Because this situation you faced earlier, where you have pitted earlier, tried for an undercut, but you get stuck behind someone on old tires.
Yeah, I mean, you saw me. I was actually after the first pit stop. I had to change my wing because of a silly mistake in coming out of the last corner, and I literally came out behind Oxygen. Then I think I don't know if you guys saw the battle, but I was stuck behind them. So I knew that if there was a small mistake done, I could have actually gotten past. When I had to make another pit stop because of another front wing damage that I had.
Collide. You guys did collide.
Yeah.
I mean, we did catch
Yes.
that on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I literally turned it. I think I turned a little early, but I think it was like close. It's kind of a racing incident, I would say. But yeah, so when Streeter came out, I think I was like waiting for him to make a mistake coming to the Nouvelle chicane, which he kind of did, but there was no gap there. And luckily, to the last corner, I got a better exit, and he decided to let me go. So yeah, after that, I had like 25 seconds to catch up to Oxygen, which I did somehow, and got a P3 somehow. I would like to say
No More Pro player. I mean, he was right there, up there in top 10, starting with you. Because both the McLaren starting in top 10. You guys were together for a long time, but then he dropped off. I think he had a lot of penalties, I believe. Around 18 seconds of penalties. I'm just seeing the chart right now. 18 seconds of penalties he had. Nobody had that many penalties on the grid.
I think he just wanted to finish this race because, of course, without practice, you can't do Monaco. That's one of the things that's very evident, given that Maharaj nearly lapped the entire field.
Yeah, Ninja said the same.
Congrats to him. Congrats to him. I think if he didn't do the second pit stop, I would have been lapped as well. So he would have lapped up till P3. So yeah, I mean his race was insane today.
I think he has I think he has lapped till Oxygen. I think Rissel, SD and Prakhar, you guys stayed. Yeah, you
because
guys
he made a second pit stop. That's why.
Are on the same lap. Yeah, you guys are on the same lap.
I'm really happy with my P3 because it's been given after so long. After first race, I think I got a podium. So yeah, I'm happy with that. But this is not the race I was looking for. I think P2 was possible, but yeah, all those getting stuck behind Oxygen and making 2-3 silly mistakes actually, demoted me from P2 P3. But in the end of the day, it was very good. I liked it.
Rusty, do you have any questions?
So Rissel, you won the second race and then you just dropped off.
I think Rissel is not here with us. I think he had to leave. We do have Marinello Baby and SD, so do you want to ask anything to them?
Okay, yeah. So SD, I think you ended up double stacking. Like, did you guys know, or did he have massive damage that it just made more sense to double stack?
See, I had yellow both sides of the wing. It's yellow-green, and then I told him that I will go on lap 8 at the start of the lap, that is start of lap 7. But then I got a wing damage exactly on that lap, and I had to switch last moment. I told him on VC, but I don't think he had damage as well. So I think at that moment he made a decision to double stack would be better than going one more lap around for the around one more lap around the circuit than this. So yeah, I think he was actually saying after that he should have not told before, like so late. But yeah, I got wing damage, so I was the car ahead. So I think I would have gotten preference.
Brilliant. And Mara, this is 3 wins in a row now, and I think that's 5 podium finishes in a row. You have anything to say about that?
No, did you see my VSC restart? I'm really excited about
Yes.
that.
Yes, I have the perfect view for it, and I was so shocked. Like, excuse me, how did you go down the inside there and Plucker did not defend at all?
Oh yeah, that was I realized Prakar was slowing down, and I also was keeping an eye on how he was heating his tires up during the VSC, and I realized he'd have cold tires. So I said, you know what? There's only one. So then I realized the delta was plus 2.6. So I said, let's go for it. Let's just go for
Yep.
it, because so I just accelerated luckily at the right time, and I stayed behind him until exactly the VSC went green, and then I went full throttle. So it was a game of inches, but that was for me the defining moment of the race. I
Yeah,
absolutely
I
loved
did
that.
follow. I did follow the same thing you were doing, but there was no gap for me. I was literally behind you at that moment, but yeah, I could not sneak through. But yeah, kudos to you, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I
It
was
was an
excited.
amazing Monaco Grand Prix. I mean, we had an amazing performance from Renault because both the Renault scored points, one of the McLaren scored points, both Haas scored points. I mean, Brucker would have been here on podium had he not disconnected like at least 3 times or 4 times by the end of the race. So that was unfortunate because he had pace. I mean, he literally was the second fastest driver on track. But that was unfortunate from
Definitely.
his end. Yeah, definitely. So anyway, guys, I mean, do follow us on our social media. We have on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Do subscribe to us. We do bring out races like this, and this was one of the most interesting races we were in
Tier
for.
2 tomorrow.
Yep, and we do have tier 2. So if you want to have some more Monaco action, do tune in tomorrow. Do tune in tomorrow. I think after the real life race do we have at Russia. Do tune in tomorrow at 8:45. So we will have let's watch out for another action right in Monaco in tier 2. All right. So good night, guys. Have a good day.
Good night.
Good night.